Hello, YouTube. This is Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and we're not political on this channel. We're not political for a variety of reasons, but the most important being that our only goal, our only job is to support employees. And I'm not aware of a political party that I can truly trust to do that in the US right now. So there's absolutely no reason to throw support behind any political party. Um, Facebook, Instagram, they have suspended their policy against calls for violence. In fact, they're going to be allowing people in about 10 countries to specifically post calls for violence against Russian soldiers and certain politicians and leaders in Russia and Belarus. And that's very interesting. It's not interesting because it's a departure from their policy so much as it's interesting because it seems like they're trying to push us into a larger war. They're trying to escalate the conflict in Ukraine right now. You have big tech, which is, in many ways an arm of the U.S. government, pushing this conflict. And I do support the people of Ukraine, obviously. I also support the people of Russia, right? The government of Russia, clearly not, but the people of Russia are not the government of Russia. And I don't think it makes any sense to hate the people of Russia because the government of Russia, and specifically probably one man, has done a very bad thing here, right? So all of that is kind of meaningful. This notion that they're pushing us towards a larger conflict for two reasons. One, they're pushing for a larger conflict between essentially two nuclear powers, right? NATO is a nuclear power as a whole. There are multiple nations within NATO who are armed with nuclear weapons, including, of course, the United States. And, of course, Russia, I believe, has the largest nuclear arsenal in the world. So that's a weird situation to escalate. But also, last night, the House of Representatives here in the U.S. okayed a $1.5 trillion spending bill, of which half of that money was earmarked for the Pentagon and the Department of Defense, which is already, of course, the Department of Defense, I believe, the best funded military in the world by like many orders of magnitude. So, one, I would ask you, why do they need $750 billion? Why, when they're already the best funded military in the world? And two, to get that done, they stripped out all the employee relief, all the COVID employee relief that people have been discussing for years now. It's been 2 years. It's 2 years, and very little of the COVID relief has gone to the middle class or the lower class, right? Like pennies. Pennies have gone to the middle and lower class. Most of the money we printed went to the wealthy, right? They just cut checks to business owners, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, and these are wealthy people, right? And the processes by which they did this, there's not a lot of checks and balances. There's not a lot of investigation. You can fill out these forms in 20 minutes and receive hundreds of thousands of dollars of just printed money from the U.S. government. And I think that really should mean something, right? Like, so we're really excited to print money and spend money when we're giving it. I have a friend who wants attention. When we're giving it to the military-industrial complex, we're really excited to print and give away money when we're giving it to the wealthy, right? We never quite make it. We can never quite bring ourselves to give much of anything to the middle class or the lower class, the employee class in the U.S., right? And I think we need to ask ourselves, why are these people in charge? Why do we only elect people who will give money to the wealthy? Why do we only elect people who keep getting us into foreign wars, right? We spent trillions of dollars. We have been in wars since I was a senior in high school. We just ended a war that cost us trillions of dollars. Engaged in those two wars, We only harmed people. We achieved no good. No good was achieved. We killed lots of innocent people. We killed guilty people too. But it's not like we helped the population of Iraq. It's not like we helped the Afghanis. In fact, I think you can make the argument we really screwed the Afghanis over, especially the ones who sided with us. So, why? Why are we only willing to spend money on war and to give it to wealthy people? Why not you? Why shouldn't the government help you? You pay your taxes. What? Why can't you receive help from the government? Why only for the rich and only for war? I think it's a question we all need to ask ourselves. I think we all need to ask ourselves before we get excited about another war. Why do we spend money on war instead of making the world a better place, instead of helping people? Who does war help? I saw war in Iraq. I saw war in Afghanistan from here in the U.S., don't get me wrong. But I saw it, and yeah, we didn't help those people. Us going to war in Ukraine, yeah, it's not going to help those people. We get up in arms because Russia bombs a maternity ward. That's like our playbook. Like, we do that all the time. We have killed hundreds of thousands of children. We have killed millions upon millions of civilians. I don't think the U.S. public cares, and my concern is they perhaps don't care because those people we killed were persons of color. So maybe, unfortunately, the sad truth is we care more about Ukrainians because of inherent racism and the fact that Ukrainians tend to look a little bit more like white people. Think about that. Think about that. There's a lot... We just don't seem to care about all the people we killed. We don't even seem to understand that we killed those people. Because the concept that we're going to go into Ukraine and help by entering a war between a war with another nuclear power, right? We don't help when we go to war. We just hurt. We just kill. Why? Why would we suddenly think, oh, this time it'll be different. This time we're going to help. Since when? When did we learn how to do that? Is that a new thing? New capability? No, it's not. It's not something we know how to do. And that money could help people. It could make lives better. It could make this nation better. Like and subscribe. Helps me to help more people just like you.